It's like having toxic positivity. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Nine of Cups. Yeah, toxic positivity. That's exact. Check this out. So this is the literal translation of the Nine of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Toxic positivity. Hi Aquarius. Welcome to my channel. We are getting things started here and or restarted, I'm going to say, because now my kids are in school every day and I have time to do this in addition to my daily normal work. So I am excited that we will start doing weekly zodiac readings and everything. So join me if you wish. I'd love to see you there. For today, what we're going to do here is a past, present, and future karmic spread. So we want to see what Aquarius has brought in from their past lives, both the good and the bad, how it's affecting you from this lifetime, and what we'll do for the future. So what's going on for Aquarius for their karmic spread, please? And I have to adjust my chair. Sorry. Okay. I like to sit in a particular way, and I didn't do it. All right, what's going on for Aquarius? A card fell out. What is it? The Hanged Man. New perspective on things. What new perspective are we going to get here? All right. So what is it that Aquarius brought in from their past life that they need to let go of? Like what type of behavior or thing? What is it that you don't need anymore? What is it that Aquarius doesn't need from past lives, please? All right. The Sun. The Sun, the happiest card in the deck. Bright, shiny, shining the flashlight onto everything. Unearthing things, bringing it out of the dark. Okay. Having a hard time with this one. Only because the thing is that with the Sun card, because it's like I have my own things that every tarot reader has their own filter that they look at things through. I'm trying to separate myself because the thing is that the Sun card is like the happiest card in the deck, and it brings light and truth to everything. Light and truth to everything, and who doesn't want that? Right? Why is that a bad thing? Why should Aquarius let that go? What is it that Aquarius needs to let go? Oh, okay, here we go. A lot of times, like, because this reading is also, you know, it's more abstract. You have to think of things a little bit different. What it looks like is it's like you need to let go of the idea that things are not always as rosy as they seem. Things are not always as good. That there is some darkness out there. Right? That there is some darkness. Whew, that sun came out and I'm like, ah. That there is some darkness. There is stuff that's meant to be left in the dark. What is that? Things that are meant to be left in the dark, Aquarius. What's meant to be left in the dark? That you're not willing to look at. I'm so curious. It's like having toxic positivity. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Nine of Cups. Yeah, toxic positivity. That's exact. Check this out. So this is the literal translation of the Nine of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Toxic positivity. Okay. All right, we're on here. Cards confirmed. All right, so let's go with the second one here. Toxic positivity. So what are the strengths that Aquarius has from their past lives that they need to remember and bring in? What is it for Aquarius? What is it for you, Aquarius, that you need to remember from your past lives? That Seven of Swords came out again. So Seven of Swords, that's the top main message here. Clarified with the Page of Swords, Queen of Wands, Justice, and the Chariot. You know, everybody's getting this Justice and Chariot. Everybody. Oh, okay. So the Seven of Swords, it talks about like I said, leaving things in the dark. Leaving things in the dark. Leaving things on... It's like leaving a message on red. Right? In your DMs. So, Page of Swords talks about like observing and learning and watching. Waiting. Watching. And right here it talks about like watching other people. Like Queen of Wands. Watching people, other people who have the ambition and drive. Seeking truth and justice, right? With the Chariot here, truth and justice. Chariot with like willfulness. Yeah, it's learning to stand back and watch. Even though you see the train wreck that it is. It's like learning to see the train wreck for what it is and not feeling like you have to be the one to get them out of the way. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Because toxic positivity, right? So being able to see the train wreck for what it is, seeing the pros and cons and understanding what those cons are going to do, but also understanding that it's not necessarily your job to do anything about it. I know you want to help people. You're an Aquarius, a humanitarian, right? Or you have strong, Aquarian placements. And it's very hard to stand back and not want to help people. But there's a time to understand when you're helping people is not helping them at all. It's the understanding. It's helpful to understand and realize that sometimes people have to learn their lessons themselves. They have to learn it the hard way. Otherwise, they never learn it. Sometimes you just got to do the stupid thing just to do the stupid thing and learn it the hard way. It's kind of like, when you're a toddler, right? You're a toddler and your mom loves to bake in the oven and everything. When, boy, you love how hot that oven is. You love it. You think it's amazing. What is this hot thing? And, in goes dough and out comes something amazing that I can eat, right? So kids are fascinated with ovens. They're fascinated and they want to be like, look. That's what I did. My parents tried so hard to keep me away from that oven. Tried so hard. And at one point, I learned the hard way. And I never did it again. Right? It didn't matter how many times they told me, don't do that. You're going to burn yourself. Don't do that. It took me doing it myself. And actually doing it and feeling the pain. To understand. I shouldn't do that. So it's kind of like you learning that you don't have to take responsibility for other people. You don't have to. It's not necessary. Boy, like a lot of these like karmic readings are really matching the sun signs, you know, and what the traditional meaning of the sun signs. So I'm starting to like really start to think about, and I've got the goosebumps talking about this, so it's probably true. I'm really starting to think about like how like people's karmas when they come into this life really are related to like their sun signs. And it's something from their past that's something similar. Of course, everything's different. There's all kinds of different factors for every single person. But it's going to be different factors of humanitarianism for all the different Aquarians out there. My son is an Aquarian. It's interesting thing to think about. I love how tarot does this stuff. It's just fantastic. Okay, so next card here. So what is in your past, Aquarius? What's in your past that creates repeating behaviors, kind of negative behaviors, things that need to, negative repeated patterns or feelings, I'm going to say. We've got the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups coming up here. So the thing is that what happened in your past? You had something that happened. There were different ways to go. You may have been like, an older sibling and responsible for taking care of younger siblings. And you didn't know how to take care of them. Or something to that effect. It doesn't have to be a sibling. It can be, family. It could be a friend or whatever. Someone you felt responsible for. This is childhood or early adulthood. That kind of thing. But there was some situation where you had to take care of someone or some people. And you didn't know what to do. You didn't know what to do. Of course, you were too young to really know. Too inexperienced. And you made a mistake. Someone may or may not have gotten hurt. I hope they didn't, but maybe they did because life sucks, right? And the thing is that because you made the mistake, it has weighed on you your whole life. That you'll never, ever make that mistake again. Ever. And so now it's creating this toxic positivity, right? It's creating this toxic positivity where you feel the need, well, if I don't say this, somebody's going to get hurt. And you know what? You may be able to say things. You may be able to say things and present ideas, but let it go at that. Don't push. There was, I had a friend. I had a friend who, I'm an oldest child. And I did take care of my siblings and stuff like that. I haven't had a situation where somebody got hurt or anything like that. But it shows, I tend to want to take care of people. And I also have a Cancer North Node. So I tend to be very focused on, I want to make sure you're taken care of. I have a friend, an older friend. I mean, he's like 50. And he got the virus. He got it back at the end of 2021. So almost a year ago now. And he got it. And I'm very, I'm kind of like a hobbyist naturopath. So I gave him, some things. I was like, you can do this, 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 and this, and this, if you want. And it'll help decrease the severity. And it'll make things easier for you so you can get back on your feet because Christmas was coming up. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And he was just like I call him a stubborn old man. He was a good friend. I enjoyed him. But of course, he chose not to take that advice. He chose not to take that advice, and he passed away 3 weeks later from complications from it. He was in the hospital on a ventilator and everything. So, this is one of those things where it's like, I'm really glad that I actually said something. So I'm going to say, be glad that you say things to people. Be glad to give them, at least say, well, try it this way instead, or something like that. But let go of what they choose to do with it. Let go of it. You presented it to them. They're making the choice of what they can do from there. And so the thing is that I thank my lucky stars that I listened to my gut. Because I knew he wasn't going to listen to me. I knew he wasn't. And these people aren't going to listen to you, right? You know it. But I thank my lucky stars, and it's very selfish for me to say this, that I presented that to him for the option, a way out of whatever path he was going down. Because if I hadn't presented it to him, and of course the same outcome occurred, I would have felt like absolute trash. I've been like, what if I had told him? What if he had decided to take it? I would have felt so guilty for not presenting it. I would have felt so guilty. So I'm not saying don't present, your I'm going to help you stuff. I'm not saying not to present it, but what I'm saying is to present it and let it go. And just, present it in the way that that person can, how you think that person can hear it, and move on. Move on. Don't worry about whether they take the advice or not. Don't worry about it, because it's not your path. Your path is to present the information. Their path is to decide what to do with it. It's really hard to accept. It really is. It's hard to accept. Because I'm like that. I have no Aquarius placements at all. In fact, Aquarius is in my 6th house of health. So it's interesting that I gave the advice for somebody for health. The humanitarian stuff. But anyways. Okay, let's move on here. But think about that for your past and how that may be creating negative behaviors, as far as like what had happened to you in the past. Creating repeating patterns that you need to get out of. Ace of Swords, seeing the truth. Yep. King of Wands, doing something different and not being attached. And giving yourself permission to let go. Yep. That's what I like about tarot cards, is they'll confirm things. Okay, so what is the key for Aquarius to help them move past negative patterns and feelings here? What's the key for Aquarius? We have the Star. It's you. It's you. Knowing who you are. Knowing who you are, being you, and being okay with that. Now, a lot of times Aquarians are just like, yeah, fuck you. I'm going to be that way anyways. Which most people are, which is awesome. I think that's great. But you may have some questions, or you may have an idea of who you think you are, but you actually aren't actually that. You think you're that because somebody from the past told you you were. So find who you actually are. How do we find that? Look for your joy. Look for your joy. Your joy will tell you who you are. What brings you joy? It's usually something that you regularly do on a regular basis because it makes you happy. It could be something as simple as, playing a video game, loving your kids, taking your dog, training your dog for, dog competitions. It could be, whatever. And there's so many different facets of everything. So try to, here's a good idea. Okay. Try to break down you into one sentence. Something that completely encapsulates who you are in one sentence. I always try to do this for myself because it really does help as far as, settling you into you. I always struggled with that, struggling being me, struggling being okay with just being me. And so a lot of times I find myself, when I have idle thoughts and stuff, I will sit here and tell myself, okay, I am a mother. I am a psychic. I love to be on stage. Hello, YouTube. I love to be on stage, and I've been on stage since I was a kid. And I love health. I love researching it. And I love shadow work. I am so into shadow work. I love doing shadow work. And helping other people do shadow work. I love it. It's so rewarding for me. It's so rewarding for me. So try to do that for yourself. And you determine, because I remember I spent years going, I have no idea. I mean, how sad is that? It's really sad. So try to do that for yourself. And it'll set up your star path. It will set up your star path. And your star path is the ultimate path for your soul to go on to. And learning to listen. The joy helps you. The joy is you listening to what your soul wants for this lifetime for you. Okay, so what's the future going to look like if Aquarius is able to break through these old habits and stuff? We've got the Three of Swords. That's fascinating. Something tells me that it's going to change your life so much that you're going to lose a lot of people in your life that you thought were your friends, thought were your partner, thought were family that cared. That's what this tells me. It tells me that you're going to lose people, but you're going to gain others too. I'm not going to say you're not going to gain other people. You're not going to be a loner for the rest of your life. No, but you're going to lose people that you really cared about and thought cared about you. Thought cared about you being you. You may have already started to go through this. The last couple years has done this to a lot of people. Where a lot of people have lost friends that they thought cared. Myself included. I literally hardly ever talk to my family anymore. Hardly ever. There's very particular people that I talk to. All right, so the positive thing that Aquarius is going to bring forward to their next incarnation. You probably are going to have another incarnation. I know that, there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, hell no, I don't want to do this again. It's an emotion. You're here to experience emotions, and unfortunately, you don't have control over whether you come back or not. You really don't. Your soul does. And this you that you see here, this body, this brain, in a video game, this is the controller, this is the player piece, the character in the game, right? The soul is the actual player, the user. We don't have access to that very much. Most people don't. We've been actively blocked from that for a reason. For a reason. It's Earth School. We're here to learn things. We're here to see bullshit, right? So what came out here is death. Transformation. Transformation and release of old things. Learning how to do that. Ooh, we've got the Hanged Man, King of Cups, and Two of Swords. Ooh, love it. Clarifying that. I like it. Okay, so yeah, so like being able to, so what you're bringing forward to your next life here is the ability to transform. The ability to transform. Some of you may straight up not come back. And this is the only pile I've actually felt that with. There may be some of you that are actually done. This is your last time. Maybe one or two, literally. How you're watching my stuff is beyond me, but okay. Thank you. But for the vast majority of us, we're going to be here. But the thing is that this talks about transformation, releasing the old stuff, seeing another perspective with the Hanged Man, and loving it for what it is. Loving it for what it is. And with the Two of Swords here, seeing that there's multiple ways to get this done. Multiple ways to get this done. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Aquarius. That's what I've got for you today. I will see y'all next week. Thanks so much. I'll see you then.